Yo, what's going on guys? This is Kekbak here with another Alamo Jam video, and in today's video guys we're going to be taking a look back on Alamo Jam in the alpha testing period of the game. So this would be before the beta testing period of Alamo Jam. Before I do get into that, I just want to quickly announce today's giveaway, which is for a silver headdress. All you need to do is go to the video link in the description below. But yeah, let's get into it. So as I said, the alpha testing period on Alamo Jam. Now, not a lot of people actually know about this, or they just generally think the screenshots from this time period were actually to do with the beta testing period due to them looking very similar. But pretty much what the alpha testing period is, it would typically be tested by developers. So Alamo Jam at that time, early 2010, would have been tested by employees over at Alamo Jam HQ and developers for the game. And we are lucky to see these screenshots actually been shown off. I can't find the original source of these images, unfortunately, that I'm going to be talking about in a bit, but just for comparison, I also made a video talking about the alpha testing period on Alamo Jam Play Wild, and it looked vastly different as well, and a lot of you did want to see more beta testing videos and alpha testing videos, so I thought I should take the opportunity to make one for Alamo Jam Classic. And let me know in the comments if you guys want to see a beta testing period video as well, because I think that would be fun to make a video on also. But yeah, let's hop right into these screenshots here. Okay, so here we have the very first screenshot, and just off the bat, probably a lot of you instantly noticed this. This is quite the iconic screenshot, and it's probably going to be the thumbnail of this video, but a lot of people actually think this is from the beta testing period of the game, but it's actually from before then, when only developers were playing, so the alpha testing period. Now, instantly we can notice the name badges. They are obviously noticeably different here. So the blue one would have symbolized you and distinguished you from other players. The green badge would actually show your buddies, so these would be the person who actually took the screenshot. These three people here would be their buddies. And then in further screenshots, there will also be a variation that is totally yellow, and that would just be players that aren't buddies with you. Now, just taking a look at the screenshot, we can notice a number of differences here. So first of all, down here where the diamond shop is resigned nowadays is where Jamart Clothing would have been, and they ended up moving Jamart Clothing obviously into the top left, where this store here, I'm not too sure what this store actually was. There is a blue banner outside of it, but it's cropped out and you can't really tell what it is exactly, and I don't really have any ideas on what it could have been. But further down into the bottom left at Jamal Township, you'll see this later on, there was the pillow room and the medical room as well. Then also where the bulletin board would have been, or Jammer Central I believe it's called, there's this kind of stone piece. I'm not really too sure of that. But moving on to the bread and butter of these screenshots, these are the most glorious kind of variations of items in my opinion, including this white tiki mask. Now, this hasn't been seen since the screenshot. It's the only time this actually shows up in the game at all. But this white tiki mask with the red eyes, this is why this screenshot is so iconic, and a lot of people ignore the rest of the things around the image just because of this tiki mask here. But we can notice this is obviously not a regular variant, as well as the leg armor on the panda. They were green and white, and the horn on the bunny here would have had black stripes and a totally white base on it, which I'm pretty sure the variant nowadays is the inverted version of that. So we can see just from there, that's when they were testing out what kind of color variants they would have actually introduced into Jamart Clothing. But also getting into the features that were in the game, as you can see in the top of the screen here, a lot of the buttons are grayed out. First of all, the Jamagram button probably didn't have the feature done yet, so they didn't add it. The news tab wasn't added yet. The achievement tab, which was later then moved into your inventory. The journey book, which the icon did change after this. And then also on the far right, we had the timer, which you could set for your kid playing Alamo Jam if you were a parent, and it would pretty much go off when you wanted your child to log off the game for the day. And then we also had the report button, which shows you how to report report people on game. Now, the button in the far left here, this was like a pickaxe and a spade. I'm not too sure what this would have been for. My best guess is something to do with dens. Maybe they had something planned with building. I'm not too sure, but I was really curious to see what this is and if we possibly could get clarification on it in the future. On to the next screenshot here, we have more items that were in different color variants to what they are in stores nowadays, or just even pop around in the game nowadays. And noticeably enough, we have this gray, white, and black top hat and these gray, white wings, which I think look great, to be honest. I really wish these were actual variants, and I'm sure a lot of people do agree as well. I think if Almajam, you know, even introduced these items as like a wild weekend sort of deal, a lot of people would be happy with it. But beside the monkey there, you can see the pillow room, and in the bottom left, that is off screen. You will be able to see the medical room, which isn't shown off in any of these screenshots, might I add. If you guys do want to see a beta testing video, I know some footage I have of the beta testing period on the game does show that, so let me know in the comments, of course. But then additionally, we also have the yellow kind of icon on the badge there I was talking about previously as well. And then there is just a different color of the big skull as well. This is a white and black one, and you might think that's in stores, but the actual lining of it is gray, and the one in stores is actually red. So that was another kind of testing variation of it. Moving on to Crystal Sands here, we can see the wings again, and just an old version of Crystal Sands. Obviously, it was completely revamped later on into the game's life. This isn't what Crystal Sands looks like nowadays, but we can see here Captain Medieval's juice hut is above them there, and then Overflow is also there as the minigame in Jamaa. And this is how typically you would get gems back then, and that was kind of the only way you could get gems back then. And furthermore, this is what player cards actually looked like back then. Apologies for the low quality on this one. I'm not too sure why it's a much lower quality, but as you can see, there was no minigames invites, so they couldn't actually use minigames like 4Gem to get gems or even play with other people. And there was no trading. That wasn't introduced until after the beta, I believe. But this is a developer here, Z Monkey. I'm not too sure if this account is still active, but yeah, that was pretty much Crystal Sands. And here we have the Lost Temple of Zyos. We can still see a massive change. Obviously, the centerpiece statue here was the old monkey statue, which was actually released as an actual item. I think it's called the beta monkey statue, and that was released through the beta party. We can also see a better look at that big skull with the beta variant of it, as well as beta variants of the rhino helmet, as well as the gazelle horns. So first of all, the rhino helmet would be a brown one, but it's not as tan as the one that is in the game nowadays. And then the scary antlers here are just brown and much darker than the ones sold in stores, which I think the closest variant would be the orange ones. Then over here we had the minigame. I believe that is Temple of Trivia, and that would be another minigame you would obviously get gems from. And that is all for the Lost Temple of Zyos. But then in the Chamber of Mysteries, this is also another iconic screenshot. This would be with the green and blue top hat. Now, this hasn't been seen since this time period on Almajam, and I think this variant of the item looks probably better than every other variant of the top hat they've released, in my opinion. And then I think Mira Says is over there as the minigame. I'm not too sure. And I think this was taken by the same developer because it is the same quality as the other images. I think they were just on a different account, because if we look at the bottom left here, the changing animal button is grayed out, meaning they couldn't actually change animals during this time period. Then moving on to user interface sort of stuff. Now, this is also another screenshot a lot of you probably have seen around the game. We can notice here that it is vastly different to the user interface nowadays, obviously, with the clear button there, which they actually took this out after beta and then reintroduced it, if you didn't know. The color palette is a lot smaller with even different colors there as well, and you can see the colors aren't even matching up here. As you can see, that this is like a magenta and that's like a pink color. Other than that, there is just button differences. And then moving on into the den, this is a den a lot of you have noticed over the years probably as well. This was shown off in the beta party as well. This is the kind of map they used for the beta party. This is still in the files, by the way. They could release this as a den. I just don't know why they're choosing not to, because a lot of people would love to decorate this and use it as their own den. But we can see here that den decorating wasn't actually available at that time. Not too sure on why that is, but yeah, that pretty much wraps us up here with the screenshots from the alpha testing period period of Alamo Jam. But yeah guys, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video here. As I said prior, let me know if you guys do want to see a beta testing video for Alamo Jam Classic. I think a lot of people would like to see that as well, and as a beta tester myself, I think a lot of you would like to see my insight on it. But yeah, as I said, it's gonna wrap up the video here guys. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on if you guys do want to be notified on future videos, as well as videos just like this one. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy today's video, and let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. What did you guys think of the alpha days on Alamo Jam? And I will catch you guys in the next one.